People are watching, Gavin.
Only us live, but people are watching your live now.
But yeah, do we have a topic for the day?
Well, you know what I like to do on Mondays? I like to talk about what we talked about on the morning call and expand on it more in a conversation. So I really like what we talked about this morning. It was a lot of to do with mindset, but it was about asking questions, you know, and taking some posture.
Say, Jeff, before we get into that, you were on the Connect call, right?
Yes, for a little bit. Yes.
Just want, I mean, essentially the fiber lashes are coming out October 1st, so we have a date on that. Was there anything else you thought we should add as far as? I mean, that's great. That's a great announcement. But anything else you wanted to add from that?
No, I mean I'm more excited, you know, of course, about Transfusium and that skincare line. Not, you know, I just can't see myself using the lashes. But anyways, the skincare line sounds incredible. So I like I'll say unisex products, you know. Not that there's some people that could use the lashes, but I like products that can be used by lots of people, right? So anyways, I'm excited about the skincare line and the guarantees that are going along with that, and that mostly that it's non-toxic, in that it's supposed to work better than products that are even, you know, $500 or $1,000, which is pretty exciting. You know, so I'm more excited about that. But anyways, you know, considering one more thing, there are companies that are just based on the 3D lashes, like that's their only product. Considering we have our own manufacturing and a huge research and development department, like 200 other products, I think it's just awesome to add to our lineup. I mean, why would anyone want to be at those other companies when you have it all here? You know?
Agreed. Hey, look, as you can see, I don't have a need for eyelashes either. I've got this very nicely trimmed and manicured Father Christmas beard. You're beating me just a little bit on the hair product, but in terms of the eyelashes, no way. For those of you that have just seen me finish my lunch, I do apologise. I've just had a sizzling, fantastic product. What have we got? 12 grams of protein, 84 calories, and 50 minerals. And I've actually made it in another company's cup, so please just disregard that if any of you saw that. Sizzle pays much better. So just in terms of mindset, obviously, for those of you listening and don't know me, my name is Gavin. I'm in the South Pacific, and I look after the Asia Pacific and Australasian basis. So if I've got a slightly different accent, just listen closely. You'll soon get used to it, and I'll try to speak American and Canadian as best and as much as I can. For me, mindset is probably the basis of our business, because if you think about it, we're in the rejection business. We're in the business of people saying no to the opportunity that we present to them. We're in the business of people saying, no, I don't want your product. No, I don't believe your product is any good. No, I don't believe your company is any good. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. And if we get enough no's, eventually we're going to get a yes. And for every no, like I was talking with Elliot this morning, and I asked him a question about his numbers, and he came straight back with what his numbers were. Because he knows his numbers, he knows what his time's worth, and he knows how many no's he has to get in order to get a yes. And I like getting no's. Elliot likes getting no's. April likes getting no's. Jeffrey likes getting no's, because every no that we get makes us one step closer to a yes. And when we get a yes, we get pretty excited, because that yes is worth a reasonable amount of dollars. And it's not just the dollar today, it's the dollar that we get the next month, and the month after, and the month after that, and the month after that, and the month after that. And because we've got an amazing product range, now Jeffrey, I'm really sorry, man, those eyelashes would look horrible on you. They just really, it would be scary. But there are people out there who will not buy a protein shake. Oh, sorry. Who will not buy a protein shake because they don't need it. Likewise, I won't buy nail polish. I won't buy some of the face cream or the aromatherapy stuff, because it's not for me. My wife might. The hair product, I love the conditioner, and I'm just waiting for my little hair thickener product to come down and give that a trial. We won't talk about you, Elliot. You obviously haven't tried it yet either, but you know, I've got a classic case here where I've got product that I can use and it's going to work for me. So it's really, if we get ourselves over the fact that we are, or acknowledge that we are in the rejection business, and by being in the rejection business, we need to be resilient enough to accept people's rejection. And what we need to realize is they're not rejecting us, they're rejecting our idea. And there's a saying in sales that facts tell and stories sell. And I think what we do individually and corporately is we work out what our story is. And when we've got a compelling story to sell or to tell, then we will sell. It's as simple as that. If we're trying to tell facts, then we'll lose a lot of people very quickly because they're not interested in facts, but they're interested in your story. What is it particularly that makes you the person that you are and want to be in order to get what you want to get? For me, I made a decision probably about 6 months ago to go full-time in this industry, and that was a pretty big step for me. I was maneuvering myself to a position where I needed to concentrate on building this business, and I could only do that by being full-time at it. And being full-time meant saying goodbye to some of the joys of having a corporate life in the corporate world. But for me, definitely worth it. People looked at me and they're mad. I can see the fear in their faces when I try to tell them what I'm doing. But I haven't regretted a day of it. And I get up in the morning and my traffic commute is, do I turn right at the hallway out of the bedroom and go down to the bathroom, or do I turn left and go straight ahead into the dining room or the lounge? And I do that while I'm listening to the radio and they're talking about the traffic jam on the freeway here and the freeway there, and avoid this and avoid that. Fantastic. So we can start every day, and it's a new day, it's a new opportunity. God willing, we wake up tomorrow morning and it starts all over again. And I can guarantee you one thing, that your financial position will not have changed between the time you went to bed and the time that you get up in the morning, unless you're in this industry. And the beauty of being in this industry, of course, is that you open the computer up in the morning and you see that someone in your team has made a sale. And what a great way to start the day. So mindset, it's mindset madness, and we all need to be just a little bit mad in order to be on the edge. So my challenge to you is collect no's, but don't let the no's get to you, because behind every no there's a yes that's waiting. And sometimes people need to hear our message, our story, 6 or 7 times before they say yes. Fortune's in the follow-up. Let's go well, let's go sell, let's go tell. Hey, that's me, Jeff.
I like that. Let's go sell, let's go well. You said that to me for about, 5 years, Gavin.
Yeah.
And in the calls, I like it. Mary, do you have your mic working today?
Mic is working.
Oh, that's
Camera,
awesome. I guess I meant video.
not working. You get to look at my picture.
All right, well, look at your picture. It always has a smile. That's the best thing. Sometimes you see me looking around. And you see, here in Florida, especially since I'm outside right now, I have to look around. I mean, there's critters, and some of them are harmful, like snakes that Gavin doesn't have.
Aren't you screened in though, Jeff?
No, I'm not. There's a door open over there, and there's a couple screens that I haven't repaired yet. So it's important. I have to look around a little bit. And when I was fishing in the backyard yesterday, and I did hook like a 4-foot alligator. So they're right in my backyard, and they like my lures. And I did try to pull that sucker in. I did. Of course, I would have let him go, because it's a federal law, so you can't hurt him. I was fishing for fish, but
And we're gonna get started.
They snap at things. So Gavin started off with mindset. You want to talk more about what we talked about this morning, Elliot? That's what I'd like to do.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea.
Asking the questions, taking posture, and maybe this time we'll do it in a little more, presentation mode, and maybe we'll hear Mary's voice. I got to spend some time with Mary on the phone tonight, and I think the big thing is, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, and people have heard that, a little cliche there, but it's really true. And one way you can take posture and let people know that you care is by asking questions. See, if you're just telling, like, Gavin said, stories sell and facts tell. If you're just telling, it's not going to work. This is not a convincing business. This is a leading to, business. So you're leading someone to, and a lot of ways to do that is you ask questions, and you can really find out a lot about a person, and if you find out the right things, then you can assist them. And one of the right things to find out is, why do they want to be involved in network marketing? I know they've heard there's some great money, and that type of thing, but that's not the answer, the money. What do they want to do with the money? And to get that answer, you're going to have to specifically ask them. I understand you want to get involved in, network marketing. What do you want to do with the money? And anyways, they'll tell you. And then you have to ask them other questions too. You ask them, how long do you think that's going to, take to accomplish based on what you heard, their experience? And they'll say, well, this other guy is telling me that I'm going to make $10,000 a month in 60 to 90 days. And see, that's where you could say, oh, we could do that too. Or you could say, that's absolutely ridiculous based on you just told me that this is your first day in network marketing. And you can go from there. And I will tell you, you could say, I'm very direct with people. So as I was, calling back leads and everything, answer their questions. And I've told you guys, after answering each question, I say, okay, if I answer these couple of questions, are you ready to join? Right? So, yes, yes, yes. And they said, oh, Jeff, you've answered all my questions. I'm ready to join. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to join you right now, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to study all the products, and then when I'm done studying all the products, I'm going to study all the online stuff and how to do this, and then I'm going to get started. And I stopped them right there in their tracks, and I said, that is not going to work. And it was fascinating because we already had a conversation before that. I showed a little bit of knowledge, what I cared, how long I've been in the profession, and all these types of things. And what really, really worked out, well, and this doesn't always, is I said, that's not going to work. I said, you learn by doing. So the first thing we need to do is we have to assist you in sponsoring a couple people in your first 72 hours. So what I'm going to need you to do is start creating your list. You can work on the other things, and we talked about it. There's a time to make your list, there's a time to work on your blog, there's a time to make videos. But this was prime time. Just like he had a 9-to-5 job, it was time for him to call other people, because this person has only been home at this time for about 15 minutes. We've talked for about 20 minutes. Now they're on board. Now it's time to sponsor. And that's how we learn, by doing. So anyways, it's really important not to let things go. So many people are so scared of, well, that person's going to quit if I tell them the ugly truth. And the ugly truth is that you actually have to work. A lot of people would like to duplicate what Elliot does as far as the online stuff, and you can, but it's going to take, if you're not caught up to speed, it's going to take years to learn, and there's going to be a lot to implement. But one thing you can do right away is that you can contact people, and that's the whole thing. We have the experience, okay? We have the experience and the knowledge, and we know what to do. And what you have, because it's a trade-off, is you have contact capital. So that's really powerful. Notice they're both capital. Experience is capital. It's an asset. Knowing what to do is an asset, because we've been in the profession a long time, many, many years. And you have something that's valuable too, contact capital. So you're going to have to call them with some excitement, let them know what you're doing. And it's a series of not telling, but asking, questions and leading them to presentations and getting them involved with a three-way. I'll say, Ellie, you want to add to that, and then let's get some comments from Mary and hear her shiny, happy voice.
No, yeah, I mean, I think it's important. The things we're talking about are just so important. It's because once you get to this point of posture and confidence, I mean, I'm very direct with people as well, and it makes a big difference on how you're perceived. Because like it or not, you listening to this call because you're in Sizzle know more than 99.9% of the U.S. about Sizzle. And you know more about network marketing than most people you're going to talk to about joining a network marketing company. So when you're getting questions like Jeff said, all right, so I'm going to learn all about the products and I'm going to learn about all the compensation and everything, and then I'll get in touch with somebody. Feel free to say that's not going to work because you know that's not going to work, and it's okay to say that because that shows them that you kind of know what you're talking about. They may be taken aback by it, but you can explain, like Jeff said, a better way to approach it. One of the things that came up in the call for me this morning and that I think is important is that that position of confidence and having conversations with people about their lives, their families, what's important to them, why are they talking to you about Sizzle, what got them interested in a home business in the first place, have they done businesses before, what businesses, how long have they done it, those types of things are important because when you get to the point where you're okay answering their questions because now you have enough information about them to give them some information back, those answers are going to be affected by what you've learned. So if you haven't had that conversation, you're going to be talking about yourself. You're going to be talking about, well, I really like the Fucoiden product, or I really like that we have, daily pay. They may not care about that, and you're not going to know. You're going to be selling to yourself instead of them. You're going to be giving them the information you would want to hear, but that may have nothing to do with what they're thinking. So they're going to leave that conversation thinking, that just doesn't sound like a good idea for me. So it's important. Those questions are important. I'd love to hear. I know Mary's had a lot of conversations over the past month. I'd love to hear from Mary some of the things that she's kind of learned along the way.
Yeah, so I had a lot of conversations. And here's the thing. The message here is not to wait before you know enough about the company or know enough about how to present. The only way that I have learned is by talking to people that are interested in the products or the company. And all I do is I get on the phone, and if they ask a question that I don't know the answer to, then I say, hold on, I'm going to find the answer out, but let me ask you this while I'm looking up that answer. And nobody ever has said to me, well, how come you don't know that? I mean, nobody's ever questioned that. They think, oh, well, how helpful. I know that's what they think. Oh, cool. Well, good, great. Thanks for answering that question for me. And I just think knowing, this is how I learned, and this is when I went to nursing school, I looked for a school that was more hands-on than sitting in a classroom. You can read about something all day long, but if you don't put your hands on it and play with it and talk about it and apply it, you're never going to know. You're never going to really know. And that's really how I've decided to approach this, is just diving in, not being scared. The scary thing is having a business that's not growing. That's what's scary. And sitting back and not doing anything is, I can't, it's just not an option. If I'm going to move forward, then I have to put myself out there. And, yep, it's uncomfortable at first. but then like it becomes very comfortable and very easy. So I think your messages are great. I do agree with you that asking questions to kind of guide the conversation, and not, like you said, not in an interview type of format, but just having a natural conversation and letting people share where they are and where their thoughts are will help you help them, is the bottom line. And I have learned all of that in a very short period of time just by getting on the phone and talking to my leads.
You know, Mary, it's obvious to me that you've been, on the calls live in the morning, or you've been listening, but most importantly, implementing. And it's really exciting to get it, fed back, because the tremendous amount of training that we, put out there, and I've watched your results only increase. And a lot of what I hear in you is you're willing to get out there and do it, and you learn that through nursing, that it's hands-on. I talk about that. You can watch all the videos you want on how to swim, but we got to throw you in the water. Don't worry, the lifeguard's there. They can dive in, and they can assist you. So there's really nothing to mess up, because it's part of the it's part of the process. So I love that not only are you listening in on the calls, but you're implementing on what you're learning. And I think you're also finding out, and you can speak for yourself obviously, is that the more you get involved, the more assistance you'll get, and I mean some big assistance from your upline sponsors. Would you say that's true, Mary?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty we're looking for people to stick their head up, out of that crowd, and really go for it. And that's what we're doing. That's why you're going to see the upcoming presentations. Like tomorrow, you'll see 2 people doing the presentation, because this group's grown big enough that there's a lot of people ready to do the presentations, and the direction that we're moving is by doing. So first you start off by introduction, then you start doing a little bit about the company's credibility and the founding. Later you do products, and it's divided in about 3 or 4 sections, and pretty soon you start doing 2 sections, then 3, then the whole thing, and then you start breaking off with your own groups. And then there's different people. I mean, recently we've bringing on Poland and Ireland. We got a good grasp in the United States, United Kingdom, Canada. So it's interesting, as we're gonna soon have presentations about hours around the world, and it's because of people like yourself and April Ray and many others sticking their head up in the crowd. And how nice is that going to be, that when's the next live presentation, and you're going to say in an hour and a half, and here's the sites. It's going to be interesting. The next one in Spanish. When's the next one in different languages? And what's the next one in Polish? And when's the next one in Russian? It's going to be absolutely incredible. And we are moving that fast. We're not people starting to do tasting talks throughout the country, and we're getting inquiries for how to do them, for example, in the United Kingdom. So this is absolutely fascinating what we have going on. April Ray, I haven't heard from you in a while, and I see your activity picking up like crazy. And I know you just kind of jumped in here, but you want to add to the call? Can you get your mic off? Can we hear your happy, shiny voice? Okay, you're working on it. That's cool. I'll wait and see. You're the only one who ever talks to me in that chat box. I'm wondering if anyone knows how. Oh, that's funny. That's awesome. I gotcha. All right. You guys can read the side there. I'm not going to comment on it for those that are watching. Elliot, you want to add to this?
I mean, I don't. I mean, the point's made. I mean, it's it's a process that you start something with absolute confidence. You have to work at it. I mean, I've told the story before about how I just made a decision to start doing things every single day that I knew would get me somewhere, right? But I didn't really focus on the outcome. I just focused on the doing. And it was just kind of all of a sudden I realized that I had confidence and I had a lot of skills that that I didn't realize that I had developed over, and all I did differently was just kind of put my head down and start doing. Um, so anyone can get to that point of confidence and posture. It just takes doing and refining. Um, everybody's different. Everybody needs to learn for themselves what they need to tweak to become more confident in conversation. But it's a must if you're gonna have success for sure.
You know, Elliot, we were having a conversation. I was joking and laughing with you about some things I've done in the past, but it's kind of funny. But I'll give you guys a real, I'll say, a closing technique if you'll have the strength to do it. And some of you will, and some of you won't. But you'll get better really, really fast. And I don't want you to take one person's opinion, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. But multiple people is really important. But I was joking around with Elliot, and I said, let's say, Bobby, calls someone up, and they say, this guy sounded like he was going to join, and all of a sudden he told me he wouldn't join me. I was joking around with Elliot. I said, I'm going to call that person up, and I'm going to ask them point blank, hey, Bobby said you won't join his team. What's wrong? Is it Sizzle? Is it him? Did he offend you? If this guy did something wrong, I'm going to terminate him. And I was just joking around. But anyways, I've done that, in the corporate world. But here, not so much unless we were making some calls and I wanted to prove something. But there's self-assessment, and if you are willing to do this, it's an actual closing technique, and you can get good. And it's usually the money, but it goes something like this. Okay, you're talking to someone, and they tell you what you like best, and you say, fantastic. Those are a couple of things that I like best, and I also like this. Let's get you started. And they say, I'm not ready to get started yet. Now you got to weed out that objection, whatever that is, or that stall technique. So you start asking questions slowly, especially if it's in person. And but you can hear it over the phone too. And you start asking questions like this, hey, is it something you learned about the company? Oh, no. Well, the company's got a lot of financial strength and pride. Well, okay, so it's not the products, is it me? Is it something I said? Did I do something wrong? No, it's not you. Well, is it the money? And it's usually the money. And they say, yeah, that $1,000 pack, it sounds like it's got a lot of benefits, but I can't, do that right now. So a great technique in closing someone is to say this: how much too much is it? And they say, wow, well, if it was about half that, then I could get started. So that's your only objection. You were to start because you thought you had to start with $1,000 and you could get started with $500. They say absolutely. Well, let's about $500 in products that will benefit you and your family, and let's get you started. Okay. So see how you flush that out. Now you might hear, if you hear something over and over like you were just too pushy, or just different things about yourself, not just one time. But if you hear them over and over, I've seen some people on our team get some real brutal letters back. I wouldn't want to base your future career on some angry person who dislikes the profession and everything else. But if you hear something over and over that's not suited for you, like you're too aggressive, you're too pushy, you're trying to get me to sign up too quick, this or that, that can be very beneficial to know, because for a while you can go back to the complete opposite, and you could say, hey, I know you're ready to join. This might be tough for some of you, but I really care about the people on my team, and what's the next time we can talk? And they say, oh, we could talk about 3:30 tomorrow. I'll say, great. I really want to make sure this is the right decision for you, so I want you to sleep on it. It's a lot to think over, because when we get started, we're going to get right into this, and we're going to start moving forward. So, I mean, it's just another technique. So that's if you're getting, you're hearing that you're pushy, you're too aggressive, and it shouldn't be that way, because this is really a referral business. And Elliot, I'm going to lead to this. You live and die by the referral. People go, oh, I just wish I knew someone who wanted to own their own business and be healthier. Well, just bump into someone and you found them. I mean, that's really how ridiculous it is. Your health is your wealth. Hippocrates said that 2,500 years ago. That's why I'm with a health and wellness company worldwide, they're the most successful in network marketing. That's just a mathematical fact. So if you're going to be in network marketing and you want to be the most successful, health and wellness is where, it's where to be. Your health is your wealth.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we talk about a lot is, when we talk about referrals, or who do you know that might be interested in changing their life? Well, obviously the answer is a lot of people, but what a lot of people forget is that, they know. I know this for sure because I have a lot of conversations about this with people about how, they know small business owners, they know real estate agents, they know teachers, and a lot of professions that make amazing network marketers. But they think, well, they've got a job, they seem happy, they make decent money, or if they're a teacher, they get the summer off at least, whatever it is. So they don't even think that those people necessarily would want to make a change. But the fact is that most of them would love to have an option. And a lot of people, like yourself, when you started out, maybe thought, maybe it's not possible for me, right? Some people do it. I know someone who didn't make it, so if they didn't make it, I probably can't do it.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's the people's thought process, but it's just totally wrong. I mean, those people are. I mean, myself, for example, is someone who really likes what I do, makes really good money, but I mean, come on, I got bigger plans. I want to go catch tuna on the ocean with Jeff. So yeah, I mean, it's really, people definitely want to realize that they know people, and it's important to talk to those people, because you can't prejudge people like that.
Elliot, I love telling my funny stories. So anyways, I'm going to add one based on what you said, and you haven't heard this one yet. But when I was, just calling leads and everything, and these were really cold leads. These are just, age network marketing leads, when that might be, in a business, this type of thing. I would say something like, I would just call them up and I say, hey, if the money was right, would you consider, a career change? And they would just go, no. And I said, did you hear what I just said? And they said, no, could you repeat that? And I said, if the money was right, would you consider a career change? And then they said yes, immediately, right after. And I was blown away. People are so set up just to say no, 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 because they're, they've been taught since they've been little, look before you leap and all these types of things. That they're quickly responding, to be no. Myself as a landlord for many years, after about a year after being a landlord, I had to train myself, because I love giving. But anyways, I had to train myself to say no matter what, no, immediately, so that I would have 24 hours to really think about the outcome of what they were asking for in the decision. A lot of times I'd go back and say yes, but I'd immediately say no. And there's a lot of people that are just trained to say no immediately. So you rephrase the question, you say it a different way. So here's an example of rephrasing it. So I might say, if the money was right, would you consider a career change? If they said no, I could have done what I just said. Hey, did you hear what I just said? Another way to say it is, well, do you know anybody else who would consider a career change if they could make a multiple six-figure income? And at that point, if they heard you that time, you said it a little slower, they were listening in, they might say, whoa, 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 what about me? And sometimes they'll say, yeah, this other person. Now, you got to be careful with what kind of referrals they're giving you, because they say we live and die by the referral. And sometimes they say, oh, yeah, my friend so-and-so really needs a job bad. They're completely unemployed, and over the last year, they lost like 12 jobs. Now, if someone's unemployed like that, there's probably a reason that they're unemployed. And we give people the benefit of the doubt. network marketing is something that you could definitely learn starting from anywhere. But it's so funny. Yes, so and so needs the money. So and so wants the money. So and so needs this, wants this. The really big question is, are they willing to do something about it? That's what's really powerful, and that's what I love about the group. Is I'm looking at Mary and Ellett and Curtis Archer and Gavin and April Ray, the people who aren't here live, and of course there's people watching and will listen to the replay. You're someone who's willing to do something about it, and I will tell you, in network marketing, the bar is set low, which makes it really exciting, because by doing a very little bit and moving forward, as you're doing by listening to this and you implement some of what you learn, a few golden nuggets, you move forward. So it's really exciting. Mary, do you want to add to that? Then I want to bring on, if Curtis can drop his mic, I want to bring on Curtis, see if he's got anything to add to. Welcome, Joel. Thanks for friending me on Facebook recently. Pretty exciting. Mary, you want to? Are you available there? I see your mic's off.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything to add. I think all the stuff that you're saying is so great. It is funny how there is a difference between people that express an interest that need versus want or have a desire to be better than where they are. I've had those conversations, and you can tell a difference when you're talking to a prospect that needs money right now versus somebody that says, I just really want to change my situation. There's a different, the conversation definitely goes in a different direction, but you got to give everybody the benefit of the doubt and try to help those that are interested no matter what. But you may have to help some more than others to help them move forward.
Mary, I totally understand. It's I think what we're talking about here a little bit, you and I, is that it's a network marketing is a teaching and mentoring business. So you might have to mentor some in a different way and lead them in a different direction, because really one of the things I love about it so much, I've talked about leveraging a small amount of money into a large amount of money, and that's exciting to a lot of people. But another thing I love about it is it's a self-improvement business. I was doing some real estate when I started in network marketing, and all my sales went up. I just did so much better because it led me on a path of self-improvement. From my health to closing techniques to communication with people, it leads you down this movements, and that's really what it's it's about. So it's a teaching and mentoring business. It's self-improvement, and as we improve our skills, and we improve our attitude, we matriculate to the top. So that's exactly what it is. When you learn new skills and when you implement those skills, when you have a great attitude, when you're optimistic, those are the type of people that actually just matriculate to the top. And that's what you see. You're like, wow, that person at the top, I sure would like to be happy with them. But of course, I would be happy if I was driving that fancy new car and made the money they had and had the life of cush like they have, But it doesn't work like that. See, the attitude came first. The great attitude, the smiling, the caring about people, and all these things came first. The hard work came first, and then those people matriculated to the top. So it's a teaching and mentoring business with self-improvement. And that's why I see so many lousy companies with truly lousy products do so well, because they've got it. It's a teaching and mentoring business with a tremendous amount of self-improvement. Now, when you have Sizzle International and you have great training like the Sizzle Global Takeover Team, it's absolutely incredible, because we can assist people with some posture, with teaching, mentoring, and helping them with. And by leading them in the right direction, like recommending books that have, assisted us and having, move in that direction. But we can only inspire. We can't do the work for you. I love our platinum team building. And I mean, there's people that are under me that have nearly 40 people on their team that they did not place there themselves. Now that's exciting, and you can't count on that. But boy, that it is exciting. But no one can build you a team, and no one should. I want everyone to think about this. No one's going to make more off of your business than you are, ever. It's your business, and you have the ability to grow it as large as you want. And I'm going to add one more thing. It's pretty simple. Someone's waiting for you. I really mean that. If you haven't heard this, and if you had heard this, I want to hear from you. Over 20 years of contacting people, I don't want to say there's a week that doesn't go by, but there's not a month that doesn't go by where someone says, I was praying about your call, I was waiting for your call, those types of things. They were looking for an opportunity. So someone's waiting for your call. Someone's waiting for you to say hello, and just, lead them in a direction and let a conversation. So, keep your, ears, open for all those types of things. Like, I sure wish I knew a quicker way to lose a little weight. Boy, my knee hurts, because you can have a conversation. When someone says their knee hurts, you don't know what's wrong with their knee. I watch people throw up, oh, you should try this product, you should try that product. I'm sorry, but we're not doctors, and we don't know why their knee hurts. So you might want to ask them why their knee hurts. They might do what I did the other day, which sometimes I hate my desk. I'm out here in my backyard area, but in the last month, I have banged my left knee into my desk twice. That's why my knee hurts. So Vicodin's not going to assist with that. So you got to ask why their knee hurts, and then maybe you could lead them in a direction, and we can go from there. Hey, Elliot, I'm having a little fun there. If Curtis is available, I'd love to hear from Curtis. Curtis, you available? I know your mic's off there. Here we go.
How you doing?
Awesome. What's on your mind?
I'm just happy to be here I'm happy to be with the team and stuff, and looking forward to working with everybody.
I love it. It's great, and I think it's great. Curtis, you let me put you on the spot like that, and I asked a loaded question. What's on your mind? That's a loaded question. I mean, some people will say the craziest thing is, and I want to thank you for not, because I didn't lead you in any certain direction. I'm just like, hey, Curtis, what's on your mind? And I mean, if you told us what was really on your mind, uh-oh. I don't know what would come out. That's why I'll tell you, sometimes I do lie a little. I can't tell you what's really on my mind. I mean, it's nothing too bad. You're all safe, but I got to keep some secret. So, Elliot, be the voice of reason.
What's that?
The voice of reason. You're the voice of reason.
Somebody has to be. No, it's feeling late to me. I've had a really good day. This is actually one of the busiest sizzle days I've had in a long time, and actually possibly ever. So it's definitely, the season is upon us. So it's been kind of exciting to be doing the trainings, the calls every morning, and getting everybody kind of revved up for the day. So, I mean, I think we obviously all have a great opportunity here. We've got, a great team around us that cares an awful lot, and so I mean, it's a special situation we're in.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up in about 5 minutes. We started around 9:30. I'm going to bring it to 10:25. I want to give Joel the opportunity, if his mic will come off, to speak up. I want to remind everyone that tomorrow is Testimonial Tuesday, and that's at 10. That's going to be live. It's going to be incredible. and there's a lot of new stories out there. And I'm going to specifically tell you some stuff about Spectramax that you never heard before. I'll tell you, I used to like, in this order, Vukoiden the best, and then Eternity. But the more I learn about Spectramax, it's just blowing my mind. So I'm going to talk about that tomorrow in a way you never heard. And then I want to remind everyone that Tuesday, 9 Eastern, Sizzle International Rocks invites. I wish tomorrow was a whole class on inviting, but that's more of a Wednesday. What's working now? So you're gonna have to get out there and be bad. So invite and be really bad about it. Say stuff like this: "You wouldn't want to go to a webinar, would you?" It's okay. And I will tell you, a blind squirrel can find a nut. So sit out there and say, "You wouldn't want to go to a webinar, would you?" And now you're going to be surprised how many people say, "Well, what's the webinar about?" And they're going to say something like, you're going to say something like, "Well, you know how you talk about not liking your job very much? The whole webinar is about getting rid of your boss, that guy that keeps yelling at you. That's what the webinar is about." So whatever they say that they don't like, that's what it's about. So you don't have to know that much, but that's the line. I want everyone to be bad tomorrow, no matter how good you are. That's the line. You wouldn't want to go to a webinar, would you? That's the line. Joel, do you want to comment? Elliot, I will prove to you that line works. I'm going to record some of my calls. Joel, I know I'm putting you on the spot. We're Facebook friends now.
Joel commented, he said he's excited to be here. Such a great group. Looking forward to growing a good team and meeting you guys at some events.
I'm disappointed in our relationship now. I'm just kidding, Joel. I'm just saying that because you can't comment. We'll catch up on Facebook. Let's see who else. We haven't heard from April Tucker. April Tucker, I'm calling you out. Man, I'm not feeling good. I'm getting rejection, Elliot.
Yeah, I know Gavin stepped away. He's taking care of his grandkids, and yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
I'm staying on for 3 more minutes, and that's how I roll. Because I said I made him a commitment to 10:30, and I'm going to make you stay on for 3 more minutes too, Elliot.
Oh, that's good. What else can we touch on before we wrap up?
What are you going to talk about tomorrow? Because you don't miss calls. I'm talking about Spectramax.
As soon as we change topics here, we'll be on for another 15 minutes.
No, what are you going to talk about?
I have no idea.
Let me help you. Let me lead you. What's your favorite product? Don't lie.
Oh gosh.
You only lied to me twice. What's your favorite product? Quick, first thing.
My favorite product right now is the Thermaline 500.
Oh, nice, because you're getting results.
Yeah, but I mean, typically the coffee is definitely my favorite product, just the black coffee. But if I had to pick, I often think if I had to pick one product that if Sizzle got rid of every product but one, I'd probably have to take.
I didn't hear which one.
Spectramax. Spectramax.
Oh wow, that's interesting, and that's really interesting.
Because I really think now that I've kind of been through cycles of illness with my kids and everything, I think Spectramax has had the biggest impact on my overall health. Based on what I know about it and the effects I've had from it, I mean, my immune system was not good, and I would catch a cold from anything, and I mean, with a little 3-year-old running around with a snotty nose every day, it's like I'm just shocked that I'm not sick. So it's an amazing product. So if I had to pick one I couldn't live without, that's probably what it would be.
That would be really hard for me, because so many, like Spectramax works so good with Encompass 360. Yeah. But we're gonna wrap this up. But Elliot, tomorrow you're gonna like what I have, and so is everyone else who joins us or listens in or listens to the replay. My testimonial is gonna be on Spectramax, and I'm gonna prove the super fruit wars are definitely over. the more I research that product and what's in it, it's shocking, really. It's amazing. I want to thank everyone for attending and speaking up this this evening. It's fantastic. And those listening in the replay, I know there's some golden nuggets in here. The leaders want to hear from you. If there's a topic you want covered, we know we have this, October 1st, we have this 21-day program launched, and a lot of the things that you want to learn, you're going to be able to learn. And what's so nice is you're going to be able to go replay it. It's going to be in a certain order. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. But tomorrow, 10 o'clock, look for it in our private Facebook groups, Skype groups. Get on that call. It's going to be amazing. And tomorrow night, remember, here's the line. It will work. You wouldn't want to go to a webinar, would you? All right, everybody, continue the journey, and your success is certain. Thanks so much, and good night.
Good night, everybody. See if April